Wherever men try to trace responsibility home to anyone, it is the instinct of punishment and of the desire to judge which is active. Becoming is robbed of its innocence when any particular condition of things is traced to a will, to intentions, and to responsible actions. The doctrine of the will was invented principally for the purpose of punishment, that is to say, with the intention of tracing guilt. The whole of ancient psychology, or the psychology of the will, is the outcome of the fact that its originators, who were the priests at the head of ancient communities, wanted to create for themselves a right to administer punishments, or the right for God to do so. Men were thought of as, quote, free, unquote, in order that they might be judged and punished, in order that they might be held guilty. Consequently, every action had to be regarded as voluntary, and the origin of every action had to be imagined as lying in consciousness. In this way, the most fundamentally fraudulent character of psychology was established as the very principle of psychology itself. Now that we have entered upon the opposite movement, now that we immoralists are trying with all our power to eliminate the concepts of guilt and punishment from the world once more, and to cleanse psychology, history, nature, and all social institutions and customs of all signs of these two concepts, we recognize no more radical opponents than the theologians, who with their notion of, quote, a moral order of things, unquote, still continue to pollute the innocence of becoming with punishment and guilt. Christianity is the metaphysics of the hangman. 8. What then alone can our teaching be? That no one gives man his qualities, neither God, society, his parents, his ancestors, nor himself. This nonsensical idea, which is at last refuted here, was taught as, quote, intelligible freedom, unquote, by Kant, and perhaps even as early as Plato himself. No one is responsible for the fact that he exists at all, that he is constituted as he is, and that he happens to be in certain circumstances and in a particular environment. The fatality of his being cannot be divorced from the fatality of all that which has been and will be. This is not the result of an individual intention, of a will, of an aim. There is no attempt at attaining to any ideal man, or ideal happiness, or ideal morality with him. It is absurd to wish him to be careering towards any sort of purpose. We invented the concept purpose. In reality, purpose is altogether lacking. One is necessary. One is a piece of fate. One belongs to the whole. One is in the whole. There is nothing that could judge, measure, compare, and condemn our existence. For that would mean judging, measuring, comparing, and condemning the whole. But there is nothing outside the whole. The fact that no one shall any longer be made responsible, that the nature of existence may not be traced to a causa prima, that the world is an entity neither as a sensorium nor as a spirit, this alone is the great deliverance. This alone is the innocence of becoming restored.